There was a time when being a car guy meant you'd spend your weekends going to local car meets or flipping through magazines or posting grainy pictures on car forums hoping that even anyone would reply to you. But then you fast forward today and the entire car world went digital. And honestly, it changed everything from how cars are built, how people flex their cars, and even what we think car culture means. So how did we get here? How did social media completely reframe something that used to be about wrenching on cars in garages and hanging out in parking lots? So in today's video, we're talking about exactly how social media completely changed car culture and whether that change was for better or for worse. So let's get into it. So in order to understand exactly what this change was, we need to go back to the early 2000s. And back then, car culture was really mostly local. For the average person, you had your small little group of people who would show up to parking lot meets on Friday nights or Saturday morning cars and coffees, and that was it. Maybe you'd post on forums, but they would take over 5 minutes to upload a single photo, and half the time people wouldn't even respond to you. And that was pretty much the entire scene at that time. But it was super limiting to just your area. Unless you were in a big city, you really never saw what was happening outside of your bubble. And then in 2005, YouTube hit, and the floodgates were completely open. Suddenly, people could film their builds, post DIY videos, or film the exhaust clips from their driveway. And people loved it. And this opened the door for all sorts of individuals to start making a living posting videos about cars. And one of the first creators to show how really powerful this could be was ChrisFix, and I know you've heard of him. And if you don't know him, he's the guy who posts super clean, step-by-step videos telling you how to do all sorts of different things to your car. But more importantly than his catchy one-liner, he actually made you feel like working on your car was something that the average person could do. And this led to a ton of people who otherwise wouldn't know how to change their oil now start getting into the hobby and learning how these machines work. But there were other creators who did things totally different. Now let's take Supercar Blondie for example. Her videos were completely different. Instead of showing the average person how to work on an average car, her videos were all promoting the crazy one-off cars that most people would never be able to see or even know about. All of a sudden, all this information about cars became easily accessible. Her videos focused on the exciting, the glamorous, and the little bit over-the-top part of the culture. Whether you like her videos or not, she really opened the door for car creators, especially women in the space, and really pushed to help brands understand just how powerful a social media presence can be. Now, there's a middle ground for some of these creators. People like Alex Martini, who came up through the ranks of Fitment Industries and helped reshape stance culture as it's known today. Now, his videos were less about showing off and more about being relatable to every type of enthusiast. He's all about building something with personality, doing it because you love it, and not caring what anyone else has to think. His content goes over all different types of cars, whether it's stance culture, tuner culture, racing, and it's never about who's got the most expensive mods, who has the coolest car. It's really about why the car means something to you. And that balance between style, story, and authenticity is exactly why he's so popular today. Now, YouTube played a huge impact in changing car culture, but it really started to take off in the Instagram era. This ushered in an age of virality, where everything you do was trying to get as many likes as humanly possible. Now you can post one photo, tag a couple pages, and possibly go viral overnight. And this almost completely changed the hierarchy of car culture in less than a few weeks. Suddenly, a small garage build in Japan or a drift car in Norway could get more likes and attention than a SEMA show build. And this time period is where brands like Hoonigan, Donut Media, and Fitment Industries really started to take the spotlight. And that's something a lot of people don't quite understand. Car enthusiasts in my generation didn't start with Top Gear or Fast and Furious. They started with Donut Media or Hoonigan or even Fitment Industry videos back when Alex Martini was there, rambling about whatever the coolest thing he could come up with at the time was. Now, social media also helped other brands and private manufacturers get a ton of business. And the perfect example of this is RWB. Now, this was a private endeavor started by Nakai-san in Japan, building wide-body Porsches with just his own two hands. And what made RWB explode wasn't just the cars, it was the way it was documented. It wasn't just about, oh, that's a cool car. It was, this is the process of how it was built. Every RWB build became an event. It was quickly known that if you just provide him the parts, some money, and some cigarettes, he will build you a super cool car. And people travel everywhere and will pay for him to travel just to work on these cars. And if it wasn't for social media, you would probably never have even heard of his work. But while social media has a ton of positive benefits to the car community, it also has quite a few downsides. The same platforms that make people feel connected also created a ton of pressure to spend more, to flex more, and to try to one-up each other. And as of recent, car culture has seen a huge shift from community to clout. It's not enough anymore to just have a clean build, you have to have something viral. And with exposure comes influence on the general public, and not all of it's good. Yes, big brands start paying attention to creators and giving opportunities to build cars, but the police also started paying attention too. Takeovers, street racing, and reckless stunts are now becoming a lot more mainstream because everyone's recording them. To the average public, the line between passionate car guy and public nuisance starts to get more and more blurred. But still, the community adapts. You see brands and creators hosting safe, legal events where you can actually use your cars in a safe manner and go wild without consequences. But the thing that really sets this generation of enthusiasts apart is just how creative they've gotten. And you see this because social media didn't just amplify what car culture was, it showed everyone what it could be. You've got people documenting barn finds, drift builds, and everything under the sun. In 2025, it's no longer about the car you drive, it's about the story behind it. And whether you're daily driving a 90s Civic or rebuilding a GTR from the ground up or restoring some crashed out Ferrari, there is an audience for you. And social media is what made that possible. And I think that's the core of it all. Car culture didn't change for the worse when it went online, it just adapted. Sure, there's noise and drama and ego and people making bad decisions, but there's also inspiration, education, and connection at a scale that we've never seen before. Now, if you enjoyed the video, can you do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel? It would mean a lot to me. But if you want to learn about 5 super underrated muscle cars that you can snag for under $10,000, then click on this video right here, and I will see you in the next one.